Okay, let's talk about kings of the East. Anybody can say I'm a king. I'm the king of all YouTube. I'm the king of all media. I'm king of the world. That really means nothing, right? Because there's this idea of the royal diadem. For a king to be legitimate, he has to have the royal diadem. He has to have a kingdom. Am I right? He has to have a kingdom. And with the kingdom, then, we kind of gauge the worthiness of this kingdom. Like, how great is the king? On his kingdom is the glory of his kingdom. All right? That sounds fair, right? That makes sense. So I think when you look at India, and we're going to look at this in a sliding scale. So if you have, here is the ultimate kings of the East that we saw in the book of Revelation that's marching across the continents for battle versus, India is founded. Hindustan is founded, Bharat is founded, and there is no kingdom yet. It's just, ancient kind of villagers, warlords, chiefdoms, if you will. Where are you right now in that scale? And I think we can look at the glory of India and try to kind of get a handle on that. How do we gauge that? So let's look at your glory. I'm going to spend a little time to talk about the glory of India. Okay, so first of all, if there's glory, that means there needs to be an influence. We need to see the influence of your kingdom elsewhere. Not just in New Delhi, not just in India, but matter of fact, I think if we're honest and we look at it globally, India is coming up very much like America was in the 50s, 60s, 70s. In America, you could see foreign countries, we want Levi blue jeans. We want rock and roll. We want Elvis Presley. We want these things. Matter of fact, I was just watching an old SRK film. You see it in the movie Julie, the original. This glabbing onto things of the West. This SRK film I was watching, he was wearing a pilot's cap, and on the top was Marlboro. On his motorcycle, there was a sticker that said Top Gun. They did a couple shots in his bedroom. When he woke up, there was a Jim Morrison, The Doors CD poster kind of thing. I saw Van Halen, graffitied on the wall. People had names like Nicky, Chris. So it was very Americanized. Even the dresses, when you saw the women, the moms and whatnot, they were in 1950 styles dresses, American style, not Indian style. So you can see not that long ago, and I think the film was from 1994-ish, 93-ish, India was still kind of taking in all of the glory, taking from other nations. Now I think it's gone completely the other way. And here's my first example. Transformational festivals. You may say, transformational festivals, what's that? Well, a transformational festival is, I'll give you an example of it. In America, it is Burning Man. Burning Man is a big international hit. People spend $2,000-$3,000 just to get into a festival that there is no hotel, there is no showers. They just come and they party, they listen to music, they do all these things. But when you start looking at the ideology behind it, it's very much based in a hybrid of Hinduism and Buddhism mixed with some New Age. But there is a Hindu influence in that. There is absolutely a Hindu influence. Out of these transformational festivals in America, and they're all over the globe. They're all over the globe. Something called trance music came out. Matter of fact, you can find an example of even more glory is something called Goa trance. Goa, Goa trance. That's your own city. That's your own area. You are having a global impact on that. This is an example of your glory. Transformational festivals are going around the world. And now there are plenty of people who go to these or who start these who have no idea what the root is on it, right? They have no idea. So that is an example. Another example that you have is yoga. Your own ideology that you see the mystics that come through. Your teachers. Yoga, the actual form. Yoga is rampant through America. Rampant through America. All you got to do is go to any town and you can find a yoga studio. You can find Something, if there's not yoga, there's a Pilates, which is really yoga without the ideology behind it. American women are wearing yoga pants. They're wearing yoga pants like crazy. Here is it. Now, I understand in India, Indian women aren't wearing yoga pants running around. But in America, they are. And but it's coming from an offshoot of yoga. So the typical American woman who's running around in yoga pants doesn't realize, oh, this is the glory of the kings of the East. But if you take it back one, it's coming from the practice of yoga. They were wearing that in the yoga studios for their, whatever. I don't know what they're doing. It looks kind of ridiculous because the problem with yoga pants in America is sometimes you see some big girls just trying to get into those yoga pants. And you say, oh no, is that seam going to hold? So you have that, right? Now, yoga has touched my own life. And you may be saying, wait, Professor, yoga has touched your life? How is that possible? Well, I've had a series of back injuries my whole life. It got so bad to the point where I had a doctor who said, we should do back surgery on you. I said, I ain't doing back surgery. Forget that. I'll walk with a cane. I don't, whatever. And I went to a bunch of different doctors. And this doctor was a physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy. Said, I think we can do this without surgery. And he was of Indian descent. And he said, why don't we do these exercises? And so he gave me a series of exercises and stretches. And we were talking one day, and they seemed very yoga-like. They seemed very like there was like a movement to it. And I said, what is this, like yoga? And he said, it is. I mean, that's basically yoga movements. And what we have found in the Western science is when you align the spine with certain ways, certain healing aspects happen. That would be another example, I think, of your glory. This isn't just regional. This isn't just these two examples I've given you. Isn't like transformational festivals are just happening regionally here in India, or yoga's just regional. It's in the United States. Famous people are doing yoga. Famous people are going to transformational festivals. The Simpsons did a whole episode on Burning Man. So you see these examples, right? A third example I'm going to give you. Your movies. How popular are your movies? Have you guys seen YouTube lately? How many white reactors? How many reactors? Let me say not white. How many foreign reactors there are to your movies? A lot. I mean, when I came along, you had, when I came along, these were the people that I looked up to, like, whoa, if I could get there one day. Cynthia's Reactions, Sergeant Rocco, Bolly Fools, Tomapuck, Jabby. And then there was, kind of me. And as I've passed some of these folks on the reaction level, on the reactionary, as I've passed Cynthia on her subscribers, Sergeant Rocco, Bolly Fools, I look around and there's a ton new. I mean, they're everywhere. There's Russians, there's Indians, there's Pakistani reacts, there's more Americans, and that is testifying to your glory. Your movies are crossing over into India. Wait. Let's take that one back. No, your movies are crossing over into America. So you see Priyanka Chopra working with The Rock, Deepika working in XXX with what's his name? Help me out, India. What's his name? Vin Diesel. Thank you. Sai, thank you. I heard you. And so you see this crossover coming. I truly believe that Indian films are better at storytelling than American films. That you see stronger actors and actresses coming out of India than you do Hollywood. I think where Hollywood has you is just on the technology. But again, this idea of Kings of the East is a floating measure. You're only going to get better. Your technology is only going to get better. You're 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 going to get better. So you see that. Now, another aspect of your glory is